Hi everyone, welcome to 360 Wealth Academy, where we do wealth the kingdom way. Now, this past weekend was very significant for me because it culminated the end of my legal studies, at least for now. But as I reflect on just the journey and how difficult things were at times, how oftentimes I would think, boy, I'm not gonna make it. And then somehow it just always worked out. And the common thread throughout this entire process was the hand of God, was the favor of God. And so as I thought about that, I was reminded of a sermon I listened to by Dr. Miles Monroe. And he said, anything you want more of, give it to God first. I think it was the first time I was even understanding about tithing, not just your money, but the fact that you can tithe your time. I used to feel like it's so much. I don't have enough time to study the word. I don't have enough time to really pray and meditate like I would like to, because you have deadlines to meet, you have, family and business and work, everything coming at you. But I think last year, I decided to try it. I said, you know what, I'm going to fast during exam time. So what I would do is to dedicate at least an hour to, reading, studying the word, just meditating. And then for the rest of the little time that I had, I'd use it to study. And I'd always start the study session with a prayer. And I kid you not, God showed up for me in those exams like nobody's business. He showed up in ways I could not even begin to imagine. Instances where he revealed certain things to me just before I went into the exam. And just in case, I was thinking, that was a buck up, I did it this year again. And the same thing happened. As I've been studying the word more intently and really contemplate what it means to seek the kingdom first, I found that tithing really and truly is not so much for God or for the church. It's really for us. Tithing your time, tithing your resources. In Malachi chapter 3, where the word says, bring all the tithes into the storehouse, that there will be meat in my house. It says, prove me now here, wait, saith the Lord, if I will not open you the windows and pour you out a blessing that you will not have room enough to receive it. Oftentimes in the past, I would have thought long and hard about returning the tithe. They say, boy, 10% is a lot of money. 10% you could pay an extra bill with that or buy groceries or whatever the case is. And I found that every single time I returned the tithe, I got double and triple the amount in return. I have not found one instance where I returned my tithe and worse off. As a matter of fact, the only time I'm worse off is when I didn't return my tithe. Then I'm checking my bag, looking under the bed to see if I lost some money somewhere, because for some reason there was more month left at the end of the money. But every single time I've returned my tithe, I have gotten double in return. So I'm saying this to say to someone today, to encourage you. You're asking God for more. But I'd encourage you to put him to the test. Tithe whatever it is that you're asking him for more of, and watch him show up for you like he's been showing up for me. It's not going to be easy. I know there is at least one person who has experienced a situation where they returned their tithe and the pastor is living contrary and whatnot. But that's not our job to be concerned with what pastor is doing with the money. God will deal with the pastors and the stewards who are not stewarding the tithe properly. Our job is to ensure that we are being obedient to God. We're honoring him with the first fruits of all our increase. We're honoring him with our resources. We're honoring him with our time, with our talents, with our gifts. Because at the end of the day, really and truly, none of it is ours. We're only stewards. And if it is that he can't trust us with the little that he gives us, then it's unreasonable of us to ask him to give us more. So as we're on this wealth journey, and we're decreeing and declaring and manifesting a more abundant life, I'm challenging you this week to tithe. Tithe whatever it is that you're asking God for more of, and watch him show up on your behalf. So if anything I said in this video blessed you, encouraged you, or resonated with you, like, share, and subscribe. And leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me, what are your experiences when it comes on to tithing? Have you experienced any miracles as a result of tithing? Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.